In this video, I'm going to compare the OnePlus Nord N10 5G with the Google Pixel 5. Let's get into it. First thing you'll notice is that both of these phones are 5G phones, so they're very compatible. The next thing that I'm going to point out is obviously the price. The Nord N10 5G has a low price. You can get it as low as $50 on prepaid and like at Metro here in the US, or you can get it for less than $300 unlocked. The Google Pixel 5, that has a price tag of $700, so it's definitely more expensive. It's more up there. Not as expensive as the super flagships, but still it's way more expensive than the Nord N10 5G. So over the size, the N10 has a height of 6.4 inches, 2.9 inches wide, 0.35 inches thick. The Pixel 5 has a height of 5.7 inches, 2.7 inches wide, and 0.31 inches thick. So the overall bigger device, thicker device is the Nord N10 5G. The Nord N10 weighs 6.7 ounces, Pixel 5 weighs 5.3 ounces. So the Pixel 5 is the super lightweight phone. For the build quality, the N10 has a glass front, plastic back, plastic frame. Pixel 5, glass front, aluminum back, aluminum frame. Both of these are not flagship level build quality, but they're mostly on the plastic side, not as premium feeling. If you had to choose one that's more premium, it's going to be a slight edge to the Pixel 5. One bonus to the Pixel 5 is that it has an eSIM embedded, one of the very few lines of phones that have an eSIM, which basically means you don't need a physical SIM card. You can just activate it through the phone to get a second phone number or a second data plan, and you can swap. It's really good for travelers, or if you just want to mix things up. The N10 5G does not have that eSIM capability. The Pixel 5 has a bonus of having IP68 dust and water resistance, so you can dunk in water up for 1.5 meters up to 30 minutes. The N10 does not have that. Now for the display, the N10 has a IPS LCD display with 90 Hertz. The Pixel 5 has an OLED display with 90 Hertz as well, so they both have fast refresh rates. The display size, you have a 6.5 inch on the N10, 6 inches on the Pixel 5, so the bigger screen on the N10. So you get 83% screen to body ratio on the N10 versus 85% on the Pixel 5. Resolution is pretty much the same, 1080p displays, full HD. The PPI on the N10 is 406, which is very good, and the Pixel 5 has slightly better at 432 PPI, which is pretty good. These are pretty much north of 400 PPI, which in my book is very good. One costs way less than the other, obviously, and the display is one of the things that flagships typically have a better PPI in, but in this case, you got a really good value with the screen in the N10 5G. Little bonus on the Pixel 5, it has an always on display. For the software, the N10 has Android 10 with Oxygen OS. Pixel 5 has Android 11. Both of these will feel very similar because they're stock versions of Android. The Oxygen OS has a little few special features that OnePlus puts in there, but it feels very stock. The software on the Pixel is one of its main benefits. It'll get regular updates of Android. It'll be the first one to get it, and it'll be like that for like 3 or 4 years, and it's going to be very stock, not too many options available. The N10 will not get any updates passing 1 year, so the advantage is the Pixel 5 for the software. Doesn't matter which one you get, both of the softwares on these phones will run all your apps that are downloadable from the Play Store. You won't have an advantage either or when it comes to downloading your apps. For the chipset, the N10 has a Snapdragon 690 processor. Pixel 5 has a Snapdragon 765 processor. Not too much difference between these two. Any normal person will probably not notice the difference. in the speed and the performance of these two phones. All your typical apps that the average person uses, YouTube, Netflix, WhatsApp, Google Maps, Instagram, all that stuff will pretty much work at the same performance. You probably won't notice any type of speed difference. Maybe just a little bit more in the Pixel will be a little bit faster, but to the naked eye, most people won't notice it in their day-to-day activities. For the internal storage, both of these phones offer a hefty amount of storage. You get 128 gigs on each of these, but there's a bonus on the N10. It has the micro SD card slot, so storage you could add to it with minimal price. The Pixel 5 does not have expandable storage, so the advantage goes if you like a lot of apps, a lot of music, a lot of movies, just a lot of room to put your stuff in. The N10 has the advantage, and it's a cheaper device than the Pixel 5. For the RAM, the N10 has 6 gigs of RAM. The Pixel 5 has 8 gigs of RAM. Both of these amounts of RAM are totally fine for everyday people activities. 99% of the people will not notice any apps closing or anything like that. You should have had plenty of room for everyday apps in the background, no problem. Now for the camera department, the N10 has a quad camera setup, 64 megapixel main, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel depth, 2 megapixel macro lens. Pixel 5 has a dual camera setup, 12 megapixel main camera, 16 megapixel ultra wide. And both of these phones record video on the main camera at 4K video. In short, both of these phones, their cameras are going to be just fine for everyday people. But if you really care about video and camera quality, I'm going to recommend the Pixel 5. It just will be way better. The N10 won't disappoint, but it won't blow you away either. Now for the selfie, the N10 has a 16 megapixel shooter, and the Pixel 5 has 8 megapixel shooter. Both shoot in 1080p. Both of these selfies are pretty good for the price, especially on the N10 5G. The little bonus for the N10 5G, it has a headphone jack, while the Pixel 5 does not. So the N10 will be able to hook up your headphones, your mic, connected to your car via aux cord to listen to music. So a big advantage on the N10 5G. For connecting to your wireless devices, the N10 has Bluetooth 5.1, Pixel 5 has Bluetooth 5.0. Both of these versions of Bluetooth will happily connect to all of your wearables, such as your smartwatch, your smart band, your wireless headphones, and your wireless speakers, among other things. Both of these devices will connect happily to those devices. Both phones are equipped with NFC, which is meant mostly for payment systems. Both phones are equipped with USB Type-C, which is a versatile port, same port used on laptops such as Chromebooks, MacBooks, Windows PCs, tablets, iPads, and other devices. So it's a very versatile port. Now for unlocking and security, both of these have fingerprint readers to unlock them. The N10 5G and the Pixel 5 both have rear-mounted old-school fingerprint readers. Both are very reliable. Last but not least is battery. The N10 5G has a 4300 milliamp battery. Pixel 5 has a 4080 milliamp battery. So the N10 has a little bit of advantage here. It's a cheaper device price-wise, but it has a bigger battery. The Pixel 5 has a little bit of a disappointment with the battery. It's only around a little bit north of 4,000. I personally like to see 5,000 milliamp batteries on 5G phones. If you're on 5G, these phones' batteries will drain very quickly. So the advantage goes to the low price N10 5G for having a better battery. Luckily, both of these phones come with fast charging. The N10 5G comes in at 30 watts fast charging. Pixel 5 has 18 watt fast charging. A little bonus on the Pixel 5 has fast charging, has wireless charging at 12 watts and reverse charging at 5 watts. So in conclusion, which is a better device? Well, I'm going to start off by saying that the overall better value is going to be the OnePlus Nord N10 5G. It's a 5G phone that is less than $300 unlocked and $50 prepaid on Metro here in the US. It packs a lot of value because it has a lot of things that are on par with flagships and the Google Pixel 5. It has a fast refresh rate. It has a bigger screen. It has bonuses such as a micro SD card slot. It has a base storage at 128 gigs. It has a headphone jack. It has NFC, and it has a bigger battery and better fast charging. The drawbacks are the camera's not as good. And when it comes to the Pixel 5, the big things on this is going to be the fast updates and the years of support. That's the main thing about a Pixel line, is that you're getting that directly from Google. And if you really like video and taking pictures, then the Pixel 5 will be a better phone than the Nord N10 5G. But it's a little bit disappointing with the battery and the price for what you're getting. So that's been my take on the N10 5G from OnePlus and the Google Pixel 5 from Google. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.